Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look here at the Figure Eyes effect, the Jet Effect Clear Yellow version here. Now this is an effect part set that came out around the time when the RG Nu Gundam came out, and it's kind of like very much for that, but you can use it for other stuff as well. So since in the last video we took a look at the RG Nu Gundam again with the heavy weapon system version, I thought now would be a good time to go ahead and take a look at this effect part set. So like I said, even though it came out previously, I didn't get my hands on it around the time when the Nu Gundam originally came out, so I'm a little bit late to the party here. You guys have probably seen this before, but I wanted to check it out for myself. So here you can see this is just a very simple packaging here for this, just in a bag. You have a couple examples here on the front, how you can mount it around robots or figures, things like that. You can use it for like a funnel sort of things, or you can use it for like a backpack sort of effect parts, blast from like a backpack. On the back here you can see a breakdown of what all is included. It looks like we've got like 3 of the actual jet effects there, so not a lot of them included with this. If you're using this for the Nu Gundam, you may want to pick up maybe 2 sets of this. And you have all the connection arm bits, and these are made to plug onto your action base 4 or 5. The more recent action bases have all the little holes around there, and that's where you can plug all these into. There is also, of course, the clear blue version of this. I opted for clear yellow. Again, like I said, this set shouldn't cost you a whole lot, so having to get 2 of this set wouldn't necessarily break the bank or anything. But inside here, you can see on the back side of the paper is just the instructions for that. So pretty simple, basically just put the bits together and then you can place them kind of however you want around on your kits. So what I'm curious is to see is how these will actually plug into the backpack of some stuff. So we'll try it out. Obviously here, the H runner is in just clear ABS. Same thing for the I runner of the clear parts there. And then our clear yellow runner is also an ABS here for all of the actual effect parts there. This is actually runner J for the marking for this. Alright, so here is what a completed effect part is going to look like. You know, unfortunately you have these big hard points there in the bottom, which do look a little bit ugly, but you have to try to hide those, I guess. So it's made up of a few parts here. Let me just show this to you guys now with another one. So you have like the main effect, the kind of cone effect at the front, and then like the back effect, which is just on a ball joint, so you can plug that into there like so. Now what you can also do is use one of these pieces here, just this clear extension piece, to put that onto there. And what that will do is that will make that a little bit longer. You can see, so that's the one with the extension piece in there, makes it a little bit longer. The other thing that you can do with that is then remove this piece at the front and then just plug that into your standard 3mm peg hole into the backpack or something, wherever you might want to plug that into. You can also extend that further with multiple of these clear pieces if you want, and then stack that on top of there. That'll slide down, and then you can actually attach multiples of these onto here as well. Then put our nose cone piece there on the front to make a super extended long one, so you can see like the basic one versus that super one there, which would be kind of cool maybe for like actually like shooting effect, not like a blast effect, but like a shooting out the end of a beam rifle or something like that. Could be kind of cool. Now what you can also do is then plug one of these into the bottom of here to give you like, I don't know what kind of effect this would be, but it shows you that you can do this in the manual. So I guess maybe if you wanted like the look of an effect of like a funnel going like dashing, like a quick turn or something like that, you can make it look sort of like that. It's kind of silly, but you can do that, I guess, if you wanted to. So you've got your base here, and like I said, these little arms can plug into basically any of these little holes there on there like that. But what you can also have is these pieces, which it shows that you can plug into the side there like that if you wanted to, and then plug this onto there. I'm not really sure necessarily what is the point of that, but you can do that, I guess, to make it a little bit taller. It's like these pieces and these pieces are basically just meant to be little connection arms that you can use to plug different stuff into these arms to basically kind of change the direction and angle of these. You could plug this into here like this, and plug another arm onto the end of that, something like that, or plug that like that. And then you've got a few of these pieces, which are going to be the ones that will plug up into that ball joint in the bottom of the effect part there like that. And so these could then be plugged onto here like that, or you don't need that extension piece there. Actually, you can just omit that and just plug those onto the arm there like so. Then you can mess around with the effect parts and the little arms for them to see like exactly how you might want to plug these onto whatever. But if you were using your main action base arm, something like this with a 3mm peg at the top, you would want to use that part there and then plug this part onto there, something like that, and then plug that onto there. So it gets a little bit silly with you having to use these connection parts like that, or I guess you could do it with just one piece, but it would be kind of off to the side. And I'm noticing it's a little bit loose. I've talked about this in my 30 minutes missions kits reviews before. Now I don't find this to be the case with Kotobukiya, but with Bandai stuff, their 3mm pegs are not always exactly 3mm. Some of them fit perfectly and some of them fit kind of loosely like this. So they're all like meant to be the same general size, but not always the case, strangely enough. Now with these connection pieces, there are two different types. One that just has a 3mm peg at the top, and one that has a little plus sign one at the top. And those are the ones you're going to want to use with the fin funnels. Those are the ones that are going to fit into the back of here. You can see there's like that, and so this will just plug right into there like so, and then you can plug your effect part into that like that. So a little bit kind of unsightly clear part there if you're going to use that, but we're going to cover that with this part here like this, of course. So that's gonna look much better there like that. So that's pretty cool looking. Again, it's still not really happy about those big holes in there like that, but those are going to be necessary to plug this on, because we will have to use one of these little ball joint bits like this to have this plugged onto one of those there like that. So alright, so I mean, here with the Nu Gundam, I mean, they work pretty well. The effect parts look good with the funnels. The problem is just getting the funnels to the position that you want them. So with the arms that are included, they're kind of short, and you got 4 of them, so if you want to use all 3 effect parts, you're going to need to use 3, and then one of them you can like double stack to have a little bit farther. But they're all going to be pretty low to the base. If you want to get them up higher, and anywhere up like further away from just the ground or your shelf or whatever you got this, I think it'd probably be pretty cool to have them more actually flying up higher around the Gundam rather than like flying from down below like that. It's kind of hard to do with what you have included with this, so you might want to get some other sort of action base or something like that. I think the Kotobukiya playing base Type R probably would be the better option. I do plan on looking at that base here in the very near future, so when we take a look at that base, I'll maybe revisit these for you guys and let you know. I think the way that base is designed, I think it will end up working a lot better for something like this. But for now anyway, I do want to try on just a few more things too, just to see how these effect parts are going to look on some different other options to give you guys some ideas. So we'll take a look at those. So without doing any modifications, just trying the effect parts, just very simply with a couple other things, just to kind of give you guys some ideas. I think the effect part itself looks fine. Like I said, I keep talking about that hard point there looking kind of odd for the ball joint of that. Yeah, I mean, there's not really a whole lot that you can do with that, and unfortunately, there's not really any way to like fill that. If it was just a solid piece and you didn't want to have that, you could just fill it with putty or whatever, sand it over, you can get rid of something like that. But on a clear piece, there's not really much that you can do to get rid of that, so you don't really have a lot of choice with that part, unfortunately. But if you're not looking for something to look like super perfect, but just something to look cool up on your shelf as it's an effect part for your fin funnels or backpack booster parts or just blast parts out the end of a gun or something like that, I think this set does work pretty well. Like I said, the clear parts for like the extension arm for that, for holding up the effect parts, also kind of ugly, but again, there's not really a whole lot that you can do with that outside of just making your own, which you could do relatively simply. You can get packs of 3mm clear plastic rod from Tamiya or whatever. They don't cost all that much. You can make your own. The problem is that if it's one solid piece of clear plastic rod, probably would start to sag from the weight of that. It wouldn't necessarily be the strongest thing, so you wouldn't be able to have it too long. But if you're not having the rod to be too long, it should hold up the effect part there perfectly fine. If you want to use that instead, I think that could be a viable option. But that's gonna be it for this quick review of this effect part set. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Do you have the set? Have you used it pretty successfully with some other kits? How have you used it if you've got it? Or if you're planning on getting it, how do you plan to use it? Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Thank you so much for checking it out, and of course you guys can find the effect part and everything else there at USA Gundam Store. Check the link down in the video description below. You can use my coupon code there, ZakuAurelius10, to save 10% off everything there on the site as well too, of course. And so until next time guys, hope you're all having a great day. I'll see y'all later. Bye.